be cheery.
Let's.
Because I haven't seen you for ages. Hooray!
How was it all?
I was fine. Thank you very much. I did sort of Christmas Day, and then I pretended nothing was happening. I did do a few parties. You? How was yours?
It was very nice. We went to, what you call the place? Ireland. And,
What do you call that place? Sure, now 'tis at the base of your birth. Sorry about that accent.
Yeah, really. A lot of radio's off now. I cannot listen to this.
No, please make her go away.
No, it was a nice big family thing, and that was very nice. And then we went off to America. Oh, and I always remember, on my way back, we were very delayed at JFK.
Oh, yeah.
And but I met lots of lovely Virgin listeners. And but one lady she came up, she said, "Can you say hello to me?" And I went, "Well, that's what this is, surely." and she went, no, on the radio. And I went, "Oh, yes, I will." So her name is Tony, and she lives now. Where does she live? Either Jersey or the Isle of Wight.
You haven't got the hang of this at all.
Somewhere. She was travelling with her son.
Yeah.
And,
name of son?
Oh, I don't know that. Well, maybe he's called Tony.
Poor lady who wanted to be given a shout out.
They've got it now.
It's worse than not a shout out.
They've got a shout out now.
Oh, I want to say to all the lovely people that came to our live event just before Christmas at the Fortune Theatre, thank you very much for all your lovely messages about the Bookie Book. And oh no, that's Russell Brand. Mustn't say that. And if you liked it, I hate doing this, but the marketing people say do it. Please, will you put a review up somewhere? I don't know where you put reviews.
Okay. Well, online, or you could write it in lipstick on your car and drive around. Yeah, that kind of thing, yeah. Lovely.
Thank you, that'd be lovely.
Yeah.
I've got to do the audiobook next week, Graham.
Ooh, good luck with that.
Yeah, because I've done, voiceovers. I do voiceovers. Yeah. Eurotrash. But when it's your own words and you have written it yourself as well, you suddenly spot all the kind of, that doesn't make sense.
Well.
When you read it out loud.
Barbara Streisand, listen to hers.
No, but that takes 28 hours. I did get her book.
48 hours.
Did she do it herself?
She did it herself, and what she does is she does read the book, but she does it brilliantly. It's kind of conversational, and she'll suddenly go off a little tangent. There's something that's not in the book that
I'm going to do that.
Honestly, listen to a bit of it.
Yeah.
And follow it along with the book, and you'll see what she does. And it's genius.
I wonder how long that took her to record.
48 hours.
No, but that's a 48 hours of a listen. You make fluffs, you get things wrong, you have to start again.
Not Barbara.
Everyone. And also when you get a bit tired, as you and I know, well, you've done your own books many times, then, words just become sort of word soup and they don't make sense
really
anymore.
Do. And it's so weird. You can be reading for quite a long time out loud, and then you'll suddenly kind of come back to it, kind of go, I wonder if this has made any sense at all, because I haven't really been...
And then you start thinking, have I done that bit? Am I in Groundhog Day?
Well, the key is the producers are amazing.
Which producers?
The people sitting on the other side of the glass.
I'm doing it locally.
With local
Hastings,
people,
yes,
on a wax cylinder.
Lovely yoddy in Hastings on a wax cylinder. Yes. No, he's got a reel-to-reel.
Yeah, come on, he's a professional.
Stop, start. Can you do that word again?
Yeah, I'll just spice it. I've got my razor blade here. I'll just slice it together. Thanks, Maria.
Yes,
no, but
let the producers do it.
He is amazing. He should be amazing.
Yeah.
Where you don't even know you've made a mistake, and they'll go, "Oh, by the way, you said prefabricated instead of door." That kind of thing.
Actually, it's the Yaya Studios. I should give them a plug. And it's Jessica who will be producing.
Come on, Jessica. You can do it.
I've sent her a PDF and everything. I hope she's got it all marked up.
Oh, but you should, what do you call the thing? On a...
roller disc.
Not a Kindle, a little iPad-y thing.
Yeah.
Because that way you don't have the noise of the pages.
I know. I was just going to do it from my book.
That is quite low-tech.
No, but I like to be authentic.
Will you be in a rocking chair and there'll be a sound of crackling...
Smoking a pipe.
Yes, a crackling fire in the background.
And then occasionally I'll be saying, as Barbara Streisand said, and then I would just be stealing her stories. I think that's fair.
Bits of hers. And then, there'll be the ding-dongs, people call over. Cup of tea. I'm just reading my book.
Bit of dog barking. That's a very bad impression of my dog barking.
Virgin Radio.
Featuring Maria. Oh, it's like I've been practicing while I was away.
Yeah, I'm slightly bored with that woman singing Maria.
Well,
shall I change my name?
No. We can't afford it.
The jingle's been paid for.
Yeah. Even if you change your name, for the purposes of the programme, you will still be Maria.
Okay, here is the first problem, and it's quite a long one. Dear Graham and Maria, I met my second husband online 10 years ago, after leaving my first husband of 18 years, who was a misogynistic, controlling narcissist. Okay, don't sit on the fence. My second hubby is kind and thoughtful, and we've been very happily married for coming up to 7 years. Our lives are full. My daughter, his stepdaughter, has left home and she's happy. My son, his stepson, is living at home and he's finding his way in life. Both kids have been helped financially by my husband, who lost his mum last year, who he loved but had a fractious relationship with. I work full-time for the NHS, and he's an experienced Class 1 HGV driver, but he's been put on garden leave for 2 months at the beginning of the year. I felt this was a perfect opportunity to get a family dog. And as my son, who lives at home, has a lot of allergies, I sourced a hypoallergenic miniature schnauzer, that's quite hard to say, that was ready to go very close to Christmas. Well, sorry, ready to go for Christmas very close to us. My kindly neighbour left a dog carrier and cage at our front door on Boxing Day, which I had arranged secretly. But my husband found it and asked what it was for. I told him, and he was not happy at all. He was mad and adamant that he did not want a dog, which came mainly down to the fact that the dog wasn't macho enough and that we hadn't discussed a 10-year commitment. He angrily told me to cancel the purchase, which I did. But now I can't stop thinking that I've made the wrong decision for the rest of us. For me, it was supposed to be a nice surprise for him and the kids. I'm hurt, devastated and angry with him. I was embarrassed to tell the breeder to cancel at the last minute, and it has spoilt Christmas. I can't understand why he's so anti getting a dog when he comes from a farming family and has always had one. Do I go ahead anyway, or should it be a joint decision? If I do go ahead, I'm worried he'll not want it and will hold it against me until the end of time. How can I resolve this? I love my husband, but would love a family dog that I would walk and thought we could both walk together. Please help. Joanne in Northumberland. Joanne in Northumberland, if ever there was a letter that told us communication is key, this one is it. Yes, you thought you were doing a nice thing. It sounds to me, Joanne in Northumberland, like there's never been any mention of a dog. Shall we get a dog when you retire, whatever. It hasn't cropped up, because for your husband to have that response, listen, your husband is great in every other way, so let's not discount that. You're doing well on that front. But he wasn't consulted. The dog isn't macho enough for him. Yeah, I get that. A lot of men feel that. I do. Yes, of course. We all know that if the miniature schnauzer had bedded itself in within a few months, he would have loved the dog. But this is not about that. This is about his lack of control over a situation, and he has dug his heels in, and that wasn't the right dog for you now. Yes, I understand your son has hypoallergenic issues. But there are lots of bigger dogs, more macho dogs. It's something that you have to do together, and because you're, autonomous on this, he feels kind of excluded, and he's right. It is a 10-year commitment, if not longer. He's got a job as an HGV driver. You work full-time at the NHS. Your son isn't going to be there forever to walk the dog. Have you thought this through, Joanne in Northumberland? I don't think, because you have said your husband isn't an unreasonable man, I don't think this is something that can't be got over. But you have to all sit down as a family and discuss the ins and outs of it. A Christmas surprise with a dog, as we know of old, is never going to work. Graham?
Yeah, no, if you're going to get a unilateral treat for the family, an ice cream maker is the way forward. Not a dog. You can't...
An air fryer.
Oh, lovely. But you can't land a dog on a family that isn't expecting one and think it's going to go well. And also, Joanne, I hate to say this, but you work full-time for the NHS. He's a HGV driver. These are long shifts. They're difficult shifts. The idea of dropping a dog into that family setup just seems to me wildly complicated. And it's not... I'm sure you can get over all those problems, and I don't know, maybe you work different shifts, someone's looking after the kids.
Yeah.
So, all of that.
Kids are grown up.
Yeah, but it sounds, I'm sure it might be doable, but it's not a slam dunk. It's not easy. It's going to be challenging to put a dog into that family setup. So I get that he was like say what now? And, whatever about the breed, I think beyond the breed, just, there's a reason why you've been together for 7 years and no dog has appeared, because it's not easy to look after a dog.
And when she was thinking, he's got 2 months off at the beginning of January, beginning of the year, January is not 2 months long, it's not just 2 months. You've got a puppy here, then he goes back to work, then you work, then your son decides he wants to go off and travel, then you've got a young dog with nobody to look after. I think you haven't thought ahead. It is a big commitment.
Yeah.
It's a sort of version of having a child.
If you've got advice, except at least that takes two to tango.
What do you mean?
Well, having a child, two people
yes.
are involved.
Yes. Are they?
Apparently,
I've got several.
If you've got advice for Joanne in Northumberland, you could WhatsApp us.
Oh, is this a new thing you're plugging?
Yeah. +44 333 00 3300. Pop it in your phone and it'll be there forever. WhatsApp in your advice for Joanne in Northumberland. We will have another dilemma after Tom Walker and freaking out.
Virgin Radio.
Oh, that's me. I love that song.
I thought you did.
Hey, you know what I'm going to be watching at 6 o'clock tonight?
What?
The Wheel of Fortune, because there's a new host.
Oh.
Do you know who that is?
Yes, it's me.
Me. Oh. You're the new host. 6 o'clock, ITV.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you very much.
There you go. Plug.
Yeah.
Dear Graham and Maria. Oh, no, I'm just going to read the second problem again. Do you mind? It's quite long. First problem. Yeah. Dear Graham and Maria, I had some really sad news before Christmas. My grandma has been diagnosed with cancer, which is incurable because of her age. She's 95, and so operating or chemotherapy are both off the table. I'm mostly worried about my mum in this situation, as they don't have a good relationship. My grandma was quite a cold mother to her, especially in comparison to how they treated my mum's sibling. My mum is now in charge of my grandma's care for the rest of her life, and she's already struggling. I was really concerned about making sure everyone had the best Christmas possible, given the circumstances. I'm wondering if I should suggest therapy to her, as she said to me that she's absolutely fine and she's just getting on with it. But I know she might well be really upset in a few months. Katrina in Chislehurst, that is from. Katrina, I would just take a step back for a minute on this one. I think, there's a lot of things in life that we can't control, and this is really one of them. You say for the rest of her life, your mum is looking after your grandma for the rest of her life. Your grandma is 95. She's been diagnosed with cancer. I don't like to be harsh here, but it's a finite amount of time, shall we say. I would say get in touch with social services if you want to be helpful, which clearly you do. Therapy is not perhaps the right thing for the now, but get in touch with social services so that your mum has some assistance looking after. Where is the golden child, the other sibling, who, was treated well? I would suggest that you save the therapy for later. After your grandma dies, perhaps that's something that she might want to consider. But I would say to your mum, get her to speak to her mother, your grandma, about her life, about her last wishes, and about, their relationship. I think what upsets us most is sometimes we haven't done any of this. We haven't done any of the closure. And now your mum has been given time to do this. Not that much time, albeit, but maybe mend things, to find a way of understanding why things happened the way they did, to find out what your grandma wants for her end-of-life care, etc. It's a time of reflection, I think, that you must encourage your mum, rather than get her to go and see a therapist, get her to talk to her own mum. And I do want to know where the other sibling is, because I think this should be a shared process. Maybe she lives somewhere far away. But I think the therapy, Katrina in Chislehurst, might need to come later. What do you think, Graham?
Yeah, I think that's kind of then the therapy could deal with everything, kind of the grief and all of that. I mean, there's a few things going on here. One, I think, in a way, your mom's been given a gift. Because you were saying, a lot of times, doors slam shut. Mm-hmm. And wait, they're gone? That's it? But wait. At least your mom knows the door is slowly closing here. So now is the time to say the things, to whatever your mom needs. The other thing I would say, Katrina, is, if your mom's finding this difficult and it's upsetting her, help her. Don't just, kind of like, oh, my mom seems a bit upset.
Therapist.
Yeah. No, you get in there and help it. You do some shifts. You kind of look after your granny a bit. I would say, and then that's kind of nice because then it's bonding for you and your mom, and it's a kind of a weird thing you get to share, because it is a kind of privilege to be there as somebody leaves us, I think.
Yeah.
So maybe I think that for now, that's what your mom might appreciate, is having, you in her corner and you helping her. And, and therapy is a good idea, but as Maria says, maybe that's kind of down the line when you're dealing with grief.
I mean,
and things.
a nice thing that we did with my mum when she was sort of able, she's not really as complimentous as she was we had a little memory book, which I thought was rubbish, all of this nonsense. But then you start, saying, what's your memory of your first dance that you went to or whatever? And you start chatting, and then their memories start coming back, and then you can ask questions about that. And when did you meet my dad? And it's a conversation, but you write things down. So that, but it's basically a way of stimulating conversation. And I think that would be good for your mum to find out where she was in the pecking order with her sibling, because clearly that has affected her whole life. She hasn't really got the relationship she wants with her mum. So this is the time, the gift, as you say, to put things right or to understand.
And also, the kind of superpower your mom has is the ability to forgive her mom.
Yeah.
And because, if you hold on to this, it can wreck your whole life. Mm-hmm. So, you have been given this moment to kind of go, you're just going to go, you know what? I'm cool with it. I'm okay with it.
Let go of the bitterness.
Let go of all of that. I'm sure lots of people have been in situations like this. So if you do have advice for Katrina from Chislehurst, it's +44 333 000 000. That's a WhatsApp number. WhatsApp. You see, I'm being told you're absolutely on it. Well done.
Is everyone WhatsApping like crazy?
They are so tech savvy,
Is it blowing
Maria.
up? Is it blowing up, the whole thing?
WhatsApp may crash. That's the worry. It might actually just fall off the edge of the earth. It's so busy. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
You will. Spin the wheel.
Woohoo, 6 o'clock. All right.
Yay.
Bye.